Anthony Housefather is back in the news today, and this time we get to say something positive because
Yes.
he's certainly been through it. I think in Ottawa 4 months ago, of course, lost his job as a parliamentary secretary. And now, 4 months later, has that job back in a different department. So first of all, Anthony, thanks for being with us this afternoon.
And happy birthday, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate that.
Nicely done, Anthony.
Let me go back to that time when, as I said, you lost that job, parliamentary secretary. We know this was all about the Official Languages Act. You had the courage to stand up and say something, and you paid the price. Would it be fair to say, just before we get to what's going on now, that beyond being disappointed, did you have a clue that it was going to happen?
Well, I can't speculate as to why it happened. I think everybody can sort of read the tea leaves as to probably why, but nobody's ever told me exactly why. I always believed that speaking out for my constituents is my number one job. Fighting for the rights of the English-speaking minority of Quebec is something that I will never stop doing. And, in whatever the price was that I might have paid, it was something that doesn't bother me. I'm able to look myself in the mirror. I'm able to look at my constituents in the eye and say that I did my best, and I'll keep trying to do that.
I remember we spoke to you at the time, and you fully anticipated that there might be some repercussions. You were hopeful that there wouldn't be. There were. Now you get a new position as a parliamentary secretary again. Why now, Anthony? Has anyone explained that to you?
The Prime Minister called me. He asked me to do it. I didn't ask why. I just said I'm glad to do it. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to work with Anita and Nand at the Treasury Board. It's a pretty important job in terms of we're responsible for the accountability, ethics, finances, personnel, the administrative management of government. So I was looking forward to it. And, I just, in my head, I think I'm competent. I think I do a really good job. And hopefully everybody recognized that they were better having me in a position that could help the government.
Wait a second. I want to go back to what you just said. What happened? You get a phone call. Yeah, hi, Anthony. It's Justin. Would you mind coming back? I have another job for you. How did that play out?
Well, to be honest, I think I can talk about what I said. I had an intervention at caucus last week about anti-Semitism and about my grave concerns about the lack of progress on anti-Semitism from any government, municipal, federal, provincial, and some of the things that I thought should be done about it. So he called me the next day to talk about that. And we talked about that for about 15 minutes. And then at the end of the conversation, he said that he wanted to also ask me if I wanted the job of parliamentary secretary for the Treasury Board. So to be honest, that part of the conversation was literally 1 minute where he offered it and I thanked him. And then he said Shabbat Shalom. And 15 minutes were spent talking about anti-Semitism.
Wow.
He slipped it in.
Kind of gives you the feeling he was...
He liked the conversation so much before that
Okay. So for people who don't know, so Anita, and this is a tough job, by the way, Treasury, because if I remember correctly, there's a lot of budgets looking to be slashed here, right? And that's never an easy thing to do within a government. So good luck on that.
Yeah, it's not. But I think we all recognize that we had to spend a lot during the pandemic, and now we need to rein in spending. And I think she is, like me, a corporate lawyer. I think we'll work really well together. All of my interactions that I've had up till now with her have been incredibly positive, and I think I can help in that kind of a role. So I'm excited about it. But definitely not excited having to say no to everybody about spending on things. But like one of the rules, by the way, Aaron and Tasha, is the fact that the Treasury Board is responsible for the implementation of the Official Languages Act, along with the Minister of Official Languages, and all the regulations under Part 7 of the Official Languages Act that give voice to the needs of English-speaking Quebec and French speakers outside Quebec are part of the Treasury Board role. So I will get deeply involved in that.
Well, that's interesting because
That's
if it does affect, obviously, as you said, languages across the country, with respect to what's going to happen here in Quebec, is this money about grants to English organizations? Is that covered under this?
No, it's basically the responsibility. That would be official languages. This is a responsibility of how the act is implemented across the federal government. So meaning making sure that ministries are able to serve people in English and French, making sure that employees of both language groups have the same rights across the country that they're entitled to, making sure that everybody who deals with the federal government can be served in both official languages.
See. Okay.
And so for the average citizen, that is where they will interact with the federal government through the regulations of the Official Languages Act to make sure that English-speaking Quebecers and French speakers outside Quebec can get served in their official language of choice, and that employees can work in that language.
So a little early in the portfolio, but do you know or have you heard, maybe it's too soon to ask, have there been issues with that? Do you know that there are existing issues with people not being able to access those services?
I mean, I think the Commissioner of Official Language would tell you there's a myriad of issues, which is why the law was amended to strengthen the law. And, you know, I don't think this is why I was chosen for the role. I think this is one, you know, small part of the entire big department, but it's certainly one that I'll get my teeth into, and certainly one where I think I can help the community in.
Is this one of those situations where you're asked if you want the job, you're given the job, and you start right then and there?
So today is the day that I'm supposed to start, but what I will get is, like, you know, thousands and thousands of pages to read and briefings from officials for the next couple of weeks before I'd be able to really do anything.
Okay.
This is the time that you have to study up on something because you're learning a whole new department, and cabinet ministers often get a month and a half between the time that they're appointed and the House starts. Not always, but sometimes. In this case, you know, theoretically, I could be asked to do question period tomorrow, but I think she'll give me like 10 days to get into it.
Yeah. By the way, you need to stop posting pictures of you delivering Kit Kat bars to Anita Anand, Anthony. I'm just saying.
You don't like Kit Kats? I really bought them for your birthday, and I was going to ship them to you.
Well, get them back from her. She has my Kit Kat bar. Anthony Housefather. Anthony, congratulations. Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Look forward to talking to you soon.
Bravo.
Take care.
Take care.
He is now got that job back. That's like $19 extra $1,000 a year. Parliamentary Secretary to Anita Anand, who's the head of the Treasury Board. So good for him.
Can he be our next Prime Minister?
You'd have to ask him that next time we have him back.
I felt like it was a little soon
Maybe
to
he could
ask
lead the
that.
Provincial Liberals.
We don't want to get him in trouble with Justin Trudeau again right away.
I love that. 50-minute conversation about something else. Then at the end, by the way, once you're on the phone, how'd you like your job back as Parliamentary Secretary? Gotta love that.